Continuing with the order of prayer, Seder HaTfilah, today the Rambam tells us the wording which we use for Birkat HaMazon. We briefly already discussed this when we discussed the mitzvah of Birkat HaMazon. And he also tells us all about the Haftorahs which we read during the year. He tells us which ones we read and the blessings. There's different reasons offered by the rabbis as to why the custom to read the Haftorah, why it came to be. One reason, the most common reason, is that in the time of 168 BCE, during the rule of Antiochus Epiphanes, we're all familiar with him from the Chanukah story. So before the Chanukah story, there was a decree against the study of Torah, but this decree was limited to the study of Torah from the 5 books of Moses. So in order that there should still be some form of Torah reading, Torah studying, so they would, every Shabbos, they would read from a section of Nevi'im, the prophets, something which had a similar theme, something in common with the Parsha, or something which was connected to the time in which it was read, like Rosh Chodesh and the like. A second reason, the first reason is offered by the Abud Raham, second reason offered by the Shibalei Haleket. So he offers another explanation that it used to be Jews every day after they would daven, they would sit in shul and they would read from the Tanakh, they would read from the Nevi'im and go through it. But then when there were financial times where it was more difficult, they didn't have time to stay at shul and study, they had to rush off to work. So this was replaced by some of the verses from the prophets which we say after the Amidah and the prayer of Uval Tziyah. And on Shabbos, then they would read a longer section from the prophets, from Nevi'im. Then there's a third reason offered by some later rabbis. Reb Samson Rafal Hirsch is one of them. He says that there are some sects from among Jews that, in their opinion, we only take notice of, we only study the Bible, the 5 books of Moses. So in order to combat this, so that is why it was a custom began that every Shabbos we read from a section of the prophets to stress that this is also part of the Torah.